When I think about Jesus, what he's done for me. When I think about Jesus, how he set me free, I just turn up, turn up, turn up. Why? I can't help it, I can't help it, I can't help it, I can't help it. All this stuff I done dealt with, I can't help it, I can't help it. All this stuff I done dealt with, all this stuff I can't help it, I can't help it, I can't help it, I can't help it. All this stuff I done dealt with, all this stuff.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
One of the things that has truly burdened my entire being is the demise of our Black men, young and old, and our Black women. And I myself as a Black woman felt vulnerable getting into my vehicle, traveling to work. Ironically, I was pulled over. Nobody else on the street, myself at a stop sign, and cops behind me with no lights on. I said, how ironic is this? As I just had a conversation with my mother about taping my driver's license, insurance, and registration to a little kit and just leaving it in my dashboard. Because, you know, we women, we put these things in our pocketbooks, our bag is in the back, or we have to reach in the glove compartment. We're vulnerable also. Do I need to mention Sandra Bland? So the police, they walked over with their flashlights. It's about 4:25 in the morning. Good morning, ma'am, how you doing? I had on my uniform. They identified me for the company that I work for. And I said, good morning, how are you? Try to be as pleasant as possible. Flashlights on. This is a safety check. Why would they want to conduct a safety check at 4:25 in the morning is beyond me. And immediately, I thought about the young man who was gunned down with his fiance and 4-year-old daughter in the car with him. And I'm like, my gosh, I have to reach in the back to my pocketbook and get my stuff. What could happen? There's nobody else on the street at 4:25 in the morning in a hood but me and these 2 Caucasian officers. And so I expressed what I expressed, my concern about it, and he said, listen, it's fine. If you want to roll down your back windows, you can. I did. I gave him my credentials. He ran it, he didn't, I don't know. It all happened way too fast. But just the fact that you're so unnerved right now, why would I have to feel that way when the officers in blue pull me over? I should feel relieved. I should feel like comforted or protected, something other than fretting myself of what could possibly happen, or saying the wrong thing to trigger an action from them that may not allow me to see my daughter or those who I love ever again.
Being a mother of a young Black son, being the wife of a Black man, being the daughter of a Black father, being a sister to Black men, friends, it's very pressing because it's a true issue that's taking place in America, the land of the free. It's 2016 and not much has changed. It's an emotional thing for me. It hurts. It's disappointing that, you know, in your workplace, in your social environments, you seem to have a sense of unity. But when these topics come up, when these topics surface that affect the Black community, people's silence seems to be louder than their voices. And it's real. And I'm understanding that a lot of times outside of our race, people cannot empathize with it because it's not them in the situation. So change definitely needs to happen. And the truth of the matter is, everything that happens in the physical world happens spiritually. The battle is spiritual. It's a spiritual battle. And to be honest with you, I pray, and sometimes it's hard to keep my eyes off of what's being manifested in the physical realm, knowing that God told us in Ephesians 6 that we struggle not against flesh and blood. And although I may be upset with police officers, although I may be upset with non-Black people, it starts in the spiritual world, and the enemy's goal is to divide and conquer, whether it be by race, gender,
age, whatever. Police brutality and black on black crime. So the fact that we're killing ourselves and the fact that people are killing us with no regard to our life, and then they go unpunished. I was listening to something on the internet the other day, a pastor, and he was saying how right now there is a spirit of fear and anger in the land right now because of all of this stuff that's going on in Baton Rouge, in Minnesota, and now in Dallas, Texas. And people are just mad, they're angry, and they're fearful. Cops are fearful to approach us. We're fearful for cops to approach us. We're shooting and we're asking questions later. And people are just mad. I'm one of those that are angry. And beyond just talking about stuff, something needs to be done. But when we talked about that whole outside of the box ministry, we need to do some outside of the box thinking when it comes to how do we deal with the pressing issues. Us killing each other and then the cops killing us with no regards. That's something that we need to deal with.
The most pressing thing right now is social injustice and safety. I feel like people are not secure. People don't feel safe. And that is a major concern because I can be in my home and not feel safe for my brother and not feel safe for someone else who's out in the world, and this is so upsetting. Social injustice is a major issue, and not being able to feel safe wherever you go, and realizing that it doesn't matter what your credentials are, it doesn't matter how many degrees you have, and being in the wrong place at the wrong time doesn't even matter anymore, because it could be anyone who gets caught in the crossfire of somebody's ignorance and somebody's anger. That is what is upsetting and bothers me so much in today's society.
I can't. Black Lives Matter. That's the bottom line for me right now. It's been pressing. It's not just something that's just happened, but that is so present for me right now. Why? Because I am an African American woman. I have an African American husband, and I have 4 beautiful African American children. And to see that our lives are being devalued in the way that they are really bothers me. And so that's at the forefront of my life right now. Black Lives Matter.
Now let's take a look back and see previous episodes of The Truth and a Church Girl. Who can forget our first live show with our wonderful guests, motivational speaker Shireen Monique, makeup artist Can't Stop My Pretty, salon owner Styles by Sonia, and iStyle stars Shalik Ian.
Hello folks, how are y'all today? You are live with us here at Therapy Wine Bar. It is our kickoff event for The Truth and a Church Girl. We are super excited.
It goes back to, I think, what's in your heart. You know, what's going on with you. You know, I mean, I think it's amazing. If you wake up on a Monday morning and you feel good and you want to wear your prom dress, go ahead. Roll your jean jacket on, right? And wear your prom dress. You feel fabulous. Like a benefit for a lot of people to come home. It was just like, I'm not a little county. I would benefit from going to the gym. So same thing. There are some people that feel like they cannot leave the house without a concealer or an eyebrow or a lip color. And if you feel that way, if that's your concern when you leave the house, and I'm concerned about this, then yeah, go ahead. That's not your focus. I like that. Okay.
What's good for the summer in terms of styles? Natural, bobs, long hair, what colors are good?
Whatever you want.
Your colors. Crochet braid, bobs are in. Everybody's loving bobs and color.
I love a bob. Let me tell you something about a bob now. You do some good bobs. That's the first time I fell in love with bobs. We used to go to the same church, and she got a way of doing bobs where when you shake it, the body is just like, oh, honey.
Thank you, Mr. Cotton.
Well, whatever it is, you got magic with it, honey. Yes, yes.
I love that.
No matter what.
Most people, when they dress to cover rather than thinking of creating. And when you dress, that's what your wardrobe is. You are supposed to create memorable silhouettes and fashionable ideas that you can create from your wardrobe.
Say that again. Create what?
Instead of dressing to cover, you should dress to create.
Memorable silhouettes.
Memorable silhouettes that kind of tell your story through you.
How compelling and transparent was the episode on HIV? Our guest, Nico Flowers, openly discussed how she has lived with HIV for over 25 years.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have HIV, and then it's going to become AIDS, and then I want to die.
Are we still not talking about the importance of knowing your status?
Don't talk about it. What's in this house stays in this house.
How effective is medication today?
I was taking 32 pills. They were very toxic.
Are we talking to our children?
A lot of young girls, you have the anal sex, that's the most recent.
Who can forget Transparent Tori? Her appearance on the Singles episode was electrifying.
That I've seen it through my eyes. So when I say here today and tell you that that man in church and you don't want to date him because he don't go to church, then you bad on him. Shame on you because he could be the man that God has brought into your life and you have deleted him because he ain't sitting in the church. What's this vision of God is bigger than bigger than that? Sure. Because guess what? I won't step back in the pulpit unless God puts me there because I'm going to the people that don't want to go to the church.
Is marriage still a covenant unto God? Well, Lady K and Reverend Shakina O'Kane appeared on the show to provide a positive but real perspective on marriage in the church.
Again, I agree with Minister when she says, there's no blueprint for marriage. There is no one that's really telling you how to do this. You got to pretty much work it out on your own terms.
About 13 million of them is coming up to your band, hitting on him. What do you do as women, especially First Lady, because your man is in the forefront, and everybody looking for a daddy and a husband and somebody, and the pastor touched her that day, and she wanted to touch him on his arm, and ask him for his phone number and call him at 10 o'clock at night. How do you handle those things? Exactly.
I'm sorry, I shut it down.
Yes.
I shut it down. I shut it down. And, the thing is, a lot of women are attracted to the anointing that is on the life of the man of God. And so you have to shut things down because you have a lot of people who are very disrespectful. Okay, they look past it because society has made it okay to be disrespectful to the man or woman of God who is in a marriage. And because of the side chicks, because of that kind of thing. So even in the church, because there's no standard that is being raised in the church about being respectful to the marriage, it's almost as like you need to know that. I don't want to say it's common sense today. I think it's a learning lesson. And so since no one's teaching it, I'm teaching it. Personally.
What about Alicia Johnson and Always Journal? This ain't your mama's journal.
Your life ain't working right. That's why I got with Alicia Johnson and Always Journal, because my life was not working right. And I promised God, I couldn't do one more altar call. It was like, every Sunday, fix it, Jesus, fix it. I need help with this. And so the church is designed to get you to a place where you can pray about your pain, okay? But to get you to break through your pain, they're going to lose a lot of business.
And finally, who could forget our nominated episode for the People's Choice Award, She Talks.
Hi, I'm Tia. You're watching The Truth and the Church Room.
Yeah, I think it's all about being healthy. I think that's what I want to be. I want to be healthy.
I have accepted that I was meant to be a big woman. I wasn't meant to be size 6. I wasn't meant to be 8 anymore either, because I'm just not going to diet anymore. I will try my best to eat healthy.
My mom has diabetes, and it's really taking over her life, messing with her eyesight, doing this. And I'm just thinking that it was because she wasn't really, really watching anything. She's West Indian. She's like, I'm going to yum anything I want. Yum, this, that. She doesn't eat everything. She don't care. But right now, she's suffering from it, so I don't want the same things to, happen to me.
To get into relationships thinking we can change people. And not so far from the truth. So many experiences, right? I mean, that I've had where it's like, get into a relationship, it's just like, well, he's like that now, but he won't be later on. And it's just like, it's worse because now you up close and personal, and now it's 10 times worse depending on what he's doing or what he's not doing. It's horrible.
We tend to fall in love with the potential.
Yeah.
Like he's not like this right now, but let me give him a couple of years. Let me give him a month, and this is what's gonna happen. So we fall in love in what he's going to become, and chances are 9 out of 10 times they never become that.
He really does.
And you become unhappy in the situation. You're stuck, and so maybe that's.
But you know what happens? Women, we evolve, and men are pretty much they say the same.
Some men.
What don't you agree with?
I'm speaking from a marriage perspective,
Right.
and the wife is the helpmeet. So your job is to help your husband meet certain obligations. So when you say that the woman evolves and the man doesn't, then part of that lack of evolution that has not taken place in his life might partially be on the wife.
I met my husband, he lived with his mother, and I had my own apartment. And on paper, it looked like I was saying more than what he was, but he was living with his mother not because he had to, but because he had certain plans that he wanted to take care of. If I move out of my mother's house, it's because I'm moving into a house.
So what about us women though? Sometimes we tend to say we want a man with a car, we want a man with a house, but then we don't have those things. So why would you want a man with these things that we don't have? Why don't you have your house, your car?
True, but that. Isn't that women do that because they want to share with their homegirls? My man is a doctor, right? My man is a lawyer. My man works at Burger King.
I'm saying we want a man to fit the mold that society has created.
At least be a manager of everything. I mean, no, something's not right. I'm sorry.
I feel like if we work hard to accomplish certain things, we should have certain standards. And it's okay to live up to those standards. Like, I'm not going to bend for certain things.
At this stage in my life, I couldn't date someone.
No.
What if he works at Burger King, but he also owns it, but you don't know that?
No, why wouldn't he say that?
Why would he have to tell you? But maybe he wants, if we're talking about dating,
play no games, I'm too old for that.
But aren't you playing games too? If you're trying to, if somebody works, because there's people who work in a franchise.
Right.
They're in a franchise owners.
Yeah, but they can work in the restaurant. But when we're having a conversation about, well, what do you do? And you tell me, oh, I want fries, but you leave out that you own the place. Why would you do that? If you know, I'm being honest with you, and I'm saying, well, I do this and I do that, or whatever the case may be. Now you know somebody working on fries. Like, tell me your potential.
And I'm not preaching, but the Bible says
Amen.
that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. That to me is interpreted as you as a woman, as a single woman, should be thinking like a wife, because when the man finds you, he finds the wife. The Bible doesn't say that you get married and become the wife. Right?
So,
Romance.
Are we dating or are we in courtship? Because I heard it's worldly to date. But how? It's worldly to date.
We've been told to use the word courting.
So we're supposed to court. We're not supposed to date.
Is it dating with benefits or dating?
No,
dating.
We're not supposed to date.
What is
So
the difference?
the difference. So you're in this. So you're dating. That means you're trying him on. Like, I don't necessarily like him. Next, I don't necessarily like him. Next. So a courtship is, we're here. We're doing this and we're getting married.
But how do we get to that?
But this is what I'm saying. How do we?
Good evening, everybody. Elise and I are super excited about this next award because, as mentioned earlier, it is all about the people.
Yes, we wanted to incorporate an award that allows the Brooklyn Free Speech viewing audience, that's you, to vote for their favorite shows and the shows that were submitted this year. And we also want you to encourage you to use your second screen for choices like YouTube and to extend your cable audiences.
So this category was judged by the number of likes per video on our YouTube playlist called The People's Choice, and we had over 100 entries. And the winner is, for the first ever People's Choice Award, is...
It's Shay L. Askew of The Truth and the Church Girl Ministries with 1,261 views and 303 likes. We're so happy for you. Congratulations.
just want to thank God, who is indeed the head of my life. This is so encouraging to win an award. I started with Brick. Shout out to Brick. You guys are the best. You give us the opportunity to be creative and to put whatever it is that we want to put out there. And I just really appreciate everyone who has I've been in class with or who has taught me in any kind of way. I thank you guys. Shout out to my host of The Truth in the Church Girl. This is one of them, Simone, and we have Sean, and we also have Kim. Shout out to them. I'm so excited to win this. This is so encouraging. Thank you to everybody who voted, the ones I kept bothering to vote. Thank you so much. Say something.
I'm excited. Thank God because The Truth in the Church Girl is an amazing show. I thank Shay for even allowing me to be a part of it. And we're excited, and everyone just pursue your dreams. Don't let anything hinder you. God is good all the time.
All the time. Thank you.
The Truth in the Church Girl is an award-winning show, but we are not done. This upcoming season is sure to be inspiring, real, transparent, and above all else, relevant. Meet the host of The Truth and the Church Girl.
I'm Lady K.
I'm Sean.
I'm Simone.
I'm Shay.
I'm Ilana.
I'm Simone. Why struggle to be perfect when there's so much beauty found in imperfection? I am creative. I am passionate. I'm silly. I could be a little eccentric. Being a returning host, it's a big deal to me. I love it. I believe in The Truth in the Church Girl wholeheartedly. I stand behind the mission. I stand behind the idea. I stand behind what it is that we're doing. We're going into boundaries that are not touched. We're going into people's lives, and we're letting people know that the love of God exists outside of the church. We're letting people feel comfortable with knowing that they can experience God outside of church. Not necessarily teaching them to not go to church, but you can experience God in all areas of your life outside of the building.
So I'm Shay.
It's not about your past tearing you down, but it's about using your past to bring you up.
I'm a minister at my church, but I believe I was ministering before I had a minister title. Very spiritual person. I just like having fun. I like laughing. And believe it or not, as serious as I am, I like being silly. Jumping on the bed, silly, laughing until I'm crying, until my cheeks hurt. I love that type of stuff. The Truth in the Church Girl is all about experiencing God. How do you experience God? Whether you're in a church building, whether you're outside a church building, whether you don't go to church. And so being a host gives me an opportunity to voice how I experience God, but not only in a church building. My ministry is not only in church, it's on the internet, it's on Facebook, it's on Periscope, it's on live streaming sites. It's in my classroom when I'm talking to my students. So The Truth in the Church Girl, being a host, it gives me a voice for those who may not have a voice. So I'm going to speak on stuff that you don't get to talk about, whether it's in church or whether it's among your church friends, because church folks don't like to talk about certain things. And so being on this show gives me a voice to talk about the things that we would not talk about. And I want to connect with people who are unchurched, people who are not saved, and people who are newly saved, because I believe that I just have a ministry for that category of people, because one, I wasn't saved my whole life, so I got a story to tell about some things that I did before I was saved and things that I struggled with while being saved. And then the whole unchurched thing, because people come to church and it's like they're supposed to be a certain culture, and then if you don't fit into that culture, then you can't be inside of the church. And that's just a bunch of bull as far as I'm concerned. So the unchurched, how do you do church? We don't do church. We engage God, and we find a place where we could fellowship together, and that looks different for everybody.
I'm Ilana, and dance even when no music is playing. I am a lover of music. I love to dance. I love to have a great time. I love to smile. I love to laugh. I'm very lighthearted. I'm a listener. I like to learn from other people. Being a new host of The Truth and the Church Girl is an opportunity for me to almost merge my worlds. I love being me, and I love to connect with people, and I love to have a platform to talk about things. And now I'm able to do that with other women who love the Lord and love Jesus Christ and believe that He's the way and the truth and the light. I feel like the growth part of this experience and this walk is important, and being able to have other women around you who are going to help guide you and grow you is great. And you shouldn't have to sit in your what do you call that? Come on here, complacency. Don't be complacent. Grow and get some jazzy women to do it with. I'm cool, and I'm with all the jazzy church cool ladies, because we exist, and that's what I'm excited to bring to the audience.
Hi, I'm Lady K. No degree, just an expert on my life. I am a mother of 4. I am a pastor's wife. I am a songwriter. I am a friend, a sister, of all of these things. But most of all, I am true to self. I love to write. I love to sing. I love to walk. And I love to just play spades. I think it's awesome that to see sisterhood of this magnitude come together and everybody just being themselves and embracing one another's uniqueness. I think that this platform is very important for the time that we're living in. I think that people need to see that you can be young, you can be vibrant, you can be positive, you can be creative, you can be so many things. And I think that that's what the truth and the church girl brings in this very moment. So I think I'm excited.
I'm Sean, with the heart of a lioness and the soul of a woman. I love life. What else can I say? Every single day that I wake up, I'm thankful for this breath, this air, this energy, these legs, arms, and all this other good stuff that God has blessed me with. I just love life. I'm a simple kind of person with a twist. Very spontaneous. Don't really like to plan too much. It's a gift and a curse, but it's me. I love to bowl, and I'm the mother of an adorable 2-year-old named Kristen Victoria Washington. She's my pride and joy, and every single chance I get, I devote my time to her. Returning as a host for The Truth and the Church Girl, I count it an honor and a privilege. This movement, as I like to call it, is just so major. It's so inspiring. It's so important. My hope this season is to connect with all of our viewers and listeners totally from the perspective of raw, unedited truth. That's all I have to give. That's all you need to hear. And hopefully, hearing my truth will set you free from something that you're dealing with.
Check us out every 4th Monday of each month at 6 p.m. on the VusicLive.com network, or tune in on the TuneIn radio app, search Vusic Live. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all the social media networks at The Truth CG. Log on to thetruthcg.com and find out how you can be a guest on our show.